Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for another episode of Save Your Cash. Episode 2, probably. I don't think I can lose track this early. Well, today we are going to do Crysis 2. Is it worth your cash? This is my past experience with the game, as you all know, and this is how I felt about it. So please, for the love of God, do not freak out because I had a different... what's the word I'm looking for here? A different view of the game than you, but trust me, it's a good view. It's a very, very, very good view. In an age where modern shooters are all linear, scripted, and just plain boring and no fun to do, I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. Oh, damn, I took a stab. Anyways, Crysis 2 tries to shake that up. Yes, the game is linear. Yes, the game is scripted in some parts. But here's the important thing, ladies and gentlemen. This game is worth your cash for the single player alone. It puts you in large, great open areas where you can do whatever you want. You can take the situation on however you want. It is possibly just... It really allows a gamer to be creative on how they want to take upon the situation. Are you going to go in guns blazing? Which if you do, you will die, by the way. Are you going to sneak around? Or are you just going to completely avoid everybody? Or are you going to go in and attack them all from behind? Giggity, I know. But anyways, basically, ladies and gentlemen, this game is so much worth the money. Like I've said, big, large, open areas where you can do whatever you want. The story, however, it's not bad. It's not bad. The story is okay. It's kind of your typical aliens are attacking, and we have to stop them all, and you're the only person that can type thing. Halo? Anyways, basic, and, whew, wow. I'm getting flustered just because this game is so good. Anyways, basically, that's pretty much what the story is like. But there is this kind of interesting plot twist in the end. The story is good. I've heard people complain that the story is good, but the story will grab you. The story will grab you, and it will stick with you, or at least it did for me. So what do we have for the single player? We have large open areas, still linear, but large open areas where you can take on the situation however you want. The guns, oh god, the guns. Well, first off, the gun sounds are absolutely amazing. They really do have a good sound to them. However, the guns are kind of the same. From the Scar to the Scarab to the Feline, they're all kind of the same, I have to say. I didn't really notice anything different about them except for the fact that they have a different paint job, well, a different model. But other than that, every other gun is just fun to use. You have a minigun, or an M60, I should say, that you can use and just mow down enemies. And you have auto shotties and pump shotties, and oh my god, those are fun to use. And you have a sniper, which is possibly incredibly powerful. And then you have this gun that's called the microwave gun. Yeah. Exactly as it sounds, ladies and gentlemen. You can just, yeah, it makes a woo sound, and then you just microwave enemies. Literally, they get hit by a blast of radiation, and then they get microwaved. It's pretty cool. The armor abilities. Oh my god, the armor abilities. First off, cloak, just fantastic, love it. Armor lock, I guess it's called. I don't even remember. Over armor. Jesus. Ooh. Anyways, your armor ability, basically, it's alright. It's basically if you get in a huge scuffle, or a kerfuffle, or whatever you want to call it, you can, just go to that, and you'll be able to possibly outshoot them. And then you have your enhanced strength. Yeah, you have to say it like that. Enhanced strength. And it is possibly... This game, you can kind of just mess around with any object in the game. Like, most of the world is actually, you can interact with it. Oh my god, there's no limits to what you can do with advanced strength. Say, for example, I was going through a warehouse. 2 enemies. They went in through one of the warehouses. They were going to take a view. And this is a parking garage warehouse, by the way. They were going to go take a view of the wonderful destroyed city of Manhattan because, you know, why not do that when aliens are attacking and murdering and butchering everybody? And so I went behind them. There was a car right behind them. I power kicked it, and it hit them both. And they all went flying out of the warehouse. So cool. So fun. It really opens up your imagination on how you can take out these enemies. But here's the thing. The enemies. Oh, the AI for these things. They're actually really, really, really smart. The enemies, if they know you're there, if they see you, they will flank around you, come in from behind. But here's the thing, they won't just do that. They'll be coming at you from every area. God, that sounds dirty, but stick with me here. They'll come at you from, they'll advance upon you from every area, and basically, if they do that, you're not going to be able to run anywhere. You're dead. You never want to get into the situation where they can flank around you and have this. They'll try and make this huge circle around you, and they will make it so you can't get out of it. And they will find a tactic for every single one of your moves. If you go invisible, they will actively search for you. They will look across every single frickin' pot and stone and every square inch of land just to find your cloaked ass hiding in the corner, clutching your shotgun like your life depends on it. And they will call in helicopters, and some missions they will call in helicopters, vehicle support. Some guys will have RPGs. It's fantastic. These enemies they are a joy to fight because they are incredibly difficult, and they fight like actual enemies, you know, not just some brain dead Marines from some other military game we're not going to mention. But other than that, the aliens are actually different than that. They hunt you down. I was going through a tunnel in the game, and and the cell, which are basically the enemies, the human enemies, we'll call them, which that's all, I guess they would be that. I killed off the cell, I couldn't kill off the aliens, and I was just running through the tunnel. I turned back, they were just leaping across every pillar of the tunnel to try and get to me. They were on my ass. So if you shoot them, they'll drop down, take a different tactic, and get at you from there, too. They will hunt you down. And if you think the elites in Halo Reach were smart, bump them up by about tenfold, and you'll get the aliens in this game. They will try every single tactic. They will sneak in from behind. God, there's a lot of backdoor jokes to this. They will sneak in from behind, and if they do that, you're in deep shit, because you will not know they are there. They are silent and deadly, and when they do hit, well, you better really hope you can put that armor lock on quick and turn around. Oh, giggity, giggity. Anyways, and that's a single player. There's a whole other multiplayer aspect to it. The thing is, the multiplayer has gotten a bit of a bad rap. Why? Because allegedly there's network difficulties with the game. I have never, ever noticed a network difficulty in the game. I've always had green bars. I have always been able to kill people with my clip that I've been allowed. I have never had network difficulties, so I guess I'm a lucky one. I don't know, but network difficulties haven't affected me. But there have been people that have been affected by this, and I don't know if they fixed it yet because I haven't been affected by it. So if they fixed it, they fixed it, and if they haven't, well, they haven't. So just keep that in mind if you pick this game up for multiplayer, as you might get a D in the A. But anyways, other than that, there's a ton of multiplayer modes. There's even, it's kind of a classic spin on Search and Destroy. Well, I guess Search and Destroy was a classic spin on Counter-Strike. So it's a classic spin on the whole Counter-Strike thing, where this is a fantastic multiplayer mode. They have tons of them, but my favorite has got to be this one, and I forget it too. Holy crap, I have not been listening. But anyways, basically, there's two teams, obviously, and one team is the nano suits, like the nano suits with all the power and all that, and they just have handguns because they have their suit available to them. And then the other team is the Marines, or the Cell, whichever you want to call them. The Marines and the Cell are two different factions in the game because you have the U.S. Marines and the Cell, which are crazy psycho terrorists. And basically, it's the nano suits versus the Marines. And it's really fun, actually, because the Marines are all decked out in gear and all that, but the thing is they don't have nanosuits, so they can easily be taken down by a guy that actually knows how to use a nanosuit. And if you're smart, like I am when I play that game, I just pick up the Marines' wet armor or weaponry and just go to town on everybody else, because I have noticed that it is sometimes stacked in favor of the nanosuits, and sometimes it's stacked in favor of the Marines. It's a really polarized game type where one time it's going to be one side that wins, and the other time it's going to be one other side. But it is fun. It is fun. Don't get me wrong. It is very fun. And then the other games are just your standard deathmatch and capture the flag and hold the fort down. Blah 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 blah. Honestly, the multiplayer didn't have a big of an impact on me as the single player did. The single player is the main. For once, the single player is the main bread and butter of a game, and I'm so happy that Crysis realizes that, and Crytek, because when I buy a game, I buy it for the I used to buy it for the single player. Why? Because I wanted to have a good understanding of the story and why we were actually doing these things. But I like how they give you that. So if I had to give Crysis 2 a final rating, I would really give it a 9 out of 10. Why? Because the single player is absolutely fantastic, but it just feels like, yes, I have been praising the multiplayer, but it just feels kind of like the multiplayer wasn't focused on nearly as much, and that is the main replayability of a game. And yes, I do love the fact that the campaign is good and strong, but you can only replay through a campaign so many times. And as we've seen with other games like Call of Duty or Battlefield or Halo, multiplayer is what keeps people going. Halo 3 specifically is a perfect example of that with the custom games. I think that game, when Modern Warfare 2 came out, and Halo 3 was an old-ass game by then, it still had hundreds of thousands of people playing it. Or was it a million? I don't even know anymore at this point. But it was all because of the custom games and the intuition of other people. Crysis 2, the multiplayer games are good, but they fall short behind the campaign. The campaign is the legs of this game. So if you buy this game, buy it for the campaign. I am actually not sure if it has modability. But also, if you pick this game up for the computer, make sure you have a really good computer, because you need to have some space-age tech to play this thing. I'm not kidding. If I picked this game up for my computer, I would have ran at a max of 2 FPS, which would have been bad. But yeah, this game is definitely fun. It's definitely worth a 9 out of 10. Campaign, best campaign I've seen in years, to be frank with you. Best campaign I've seen in years. And this multiplayer, very good, falls short behind the campaign, and probably could have been much better, but still a fantastic game overall, and it is definitely worth your cash. Pick this game up if you haven't already, and that's all you need to know. Later, guys. This has been Crazed Gladiator, doing another episode of Save Your Cash, trying not to stutter like I did in the last one. I really noticed that. It really annoyed the hell out of me, so I have to talk really fast like this. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Crazed Gladiator here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.